messy hair. Hello, I'm live. Interesting. Hocus Pocus night. So I'm going to do readings on all different subjects, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Today is the 20th of October, 2025. I'm going to do readings on the energy we're in a moment, manifesting, clearing energy, and all the deep dives on the Forever Witch Hunt on feminine energy, because it really interests me, because it always comes in different ways. So basically, sorry, I'm just trying to get right. So basically that's what I'm going to look at. And how is everybody? I haven't been doing the channel for ages. I've been so busy with readings, setting on my new webpage, which is below in the comments section down below. It's been a really interesting time, so welcome. And I'm in a really good space, and so I have been struggling with a lot of things for about a year, but I've done a very big clearing and really rebalanced my energy and who I am, and here I am. So amazing. So unfortunately, I can't put the cards, so I'm going to hold them up because I don't have two cameras and I'm not sure how to do that yet. So I'm just going to put my phone on silent. So we're doing the Hocus Pocus because it's nearly Halloween, right? So with the Hocus Pocus, I always wondered why the feminine energy is always under attack, which is very concerning in this century called 2025. Is nothing has really changed. It's just they don't get burned anymore, but we get attacked in different ways, like through gender ideology, getting our spaces taken away from them, trying to feel safe on this planet, with gangs that attack women and so many different things. And yet a lot of men can't see how this is affecting the feminine energy in a lot of ways. They're always trying to strip you, make you worthless and stuff like that. So we have to really hold a big space for this beautiful energy so it can shine through. And to rebalance the male energy is because there is a lot of things going on in the world that are not very pretty. But we're going to the Hocus Pocus first because of the witches stuff. And I'm going to start off with, so this is my Looking Glass Oracle deck, which is available on my website. Yes, so it's lovely. I do have two beautiful, there's a gratitude deck and the beautiful, the magical being deck is, so I'm going to use them as well because we want to see how we manifest, because everyone always thinks when you're manifesting that it should be there right now, but sometimes it takes years to manifest something, which I found as well. So I'll get into that story a little bit later. So it's quite interesting. So, okay. So the other thing is we have a beautiful magazine, and it's called The Oracle Me, which is in the background now. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's very bright in here. So which is Australian. So these are all printed in Australia because I am an Australian. It's all printed in Australia. It's not printed anywhere else. So people can't actually copy this like certain countries do. I won't go into that, but anyway, I'm really excited because of that. So it's pretty cool. So the Oracle Looking Glass came about with checking what was going on. So if you open it, it has this in it. Right, so it's beautiful. Right, and it has a bit of description on the back. So the cards are all written on, so it doesn't come with a book, and they're very explanatory, like as you can see. So they have writing on it. These are very good for world readings, but these also, if you learn to use them for personal readings, they're amazing as well. So they're really interesting cards. So So we're going to go into the witches from lifetimes. Why is it still that man and women in power trying to even steal females' power away? So I want to do readings on all that, and can we unhook that energy? Can we become? So we're doing unhooking with it as well. So. It's a nice peaceful night here in Hervey Bay. So the question is about the witch hunt that has been going on for centuries. So I'm going to write notes as well, because I've got the questions here that have been sent. So I will try to make more YouTube channels and stuff like that, but I'm more active on Facebook. I post a lot on Facebook. I'm so busy sometimes I just don't get much time. So before we start, we're going to change the energy, right? Like we're going to, this is a nerve fork, a tuning fork. I love it. And I sit there, and when my nervous system is a bit too much, okay, I'm going to hit, we have a gong called lurch, right? So we're going to hit the energy, which is this there. You can see it. Beautiful. So about my background a little bit too. I'm a soul mender. I do unhooking, soul journeys, bringing people their inner power, helping them find their inner power, basically. Just putting seeds in it, that how beautiful humanity actually is, how powerful we really are, things like that. And I think it's really important. I also work in Merlin's energy, Archangel Michael. And I remember years ago when I was sitting outside, when I lived somewhere else still, is how I became the soul mender. I had a beautiful being. It felt like Archangel. It was so huge, bringing me souls and to help mend the journey. So I've been on that quest ever since. So that's how my name Soul Mender came about. I'm very visual in seeing and very psychic. I do mediumship, look at past over humans and, souls. As we're the soul to the human experience, we're only here for a short time, so we have to find our inner happiness in these crazy times. All right, the witch hunt, the forever witch hunt. We're looking at modern and ancient times of the establishment. So we're going to have a look. So in a witch hunt, there's obviously deceiving going on, right? It is a fear-based tactic, because witches don't come on brooms, by the way. That's a myth. My broomsticks don't fly, unfortunately. Be cheaper way of getting around, but they don't. All right, joke of the day. So to me is when females are always deceived, right, and you're into believing. So there's a culture out there that tells you that tarot cards are evil, which is not true. Nothing on this planet that has numbers, how can I explain, cards, symbolism is what somebody's taken away and use it for. That is a journey that they connect themselves with too. To me, if you want to manifest, there's so many positives, and to me is, because I always get told 666 is very demonic, but if you add that 666, like 66 is 12, which is a 3, if you add all 6 up, is 666 is 18, 18 is 9, and it has a 1 and an 8 and a 3 in it. So it's like a path, right? In even that there is demonic creatures or whatever you want to call them is, but you need to learn how to just flick the inner voices of that, because we do have shadow beings, we do have all this stuff on this earth plane, but it's how you perceive it basically. What is your story and all this? All right, back to the witch hunt. So we're going. Okay, so this is about stealing the innocence. So many women in the 1800s, 1700s, 1900s were classed as witches. They got burned. They stole the pure heart of the healers. They stole the medicine. As you know, we have so many tablets on the market now, and I don't think I've ever come across one that actually heals. But when you did work with herbal medicine and frequency and all that, there was a lot of healing involved in this. So I find that very ironic how a lot of things like that were created around. So with the stolen innocent, they lied and stole the innocence of a lot of people back in those days, and a lot of churches started this, and then they take the Bible and say it's in the Bible, but it's not actually, because if you understand that Christ energy, Jesus, who people ever perceive him, he was actually a healer, and he did travel around the world a lot to learn a lot about himself, and that's what we're here to do as well, to learn a lot about ourselves and how to do. So a lot of energy was harvested back then, which is quite interesting. It's interesting when energy is harvested, they energy thieves, they destroy community with that belief. So I've been saying this for a long time, is there's a return. So we're in this maybe karmic pattern, maybe the return of clearing all these energies is when you have a look at humanity today, how they're attacking the feminine energy. It's like a smack back into our karmic phase, into the feminine energy, that they don't want us to have a voice. And here in Australia, we have a lot of problems with where we have people that are getting paid over $400,000 a year telling us she doesn't know what a female male is. It's too scientific for her, basically. So to me, that is a really big problem. And this is coming from another female, which is, instead of standing her ground and her boundaries, she's just going along with a narrative, and collecting a big paycheck with her lies. And I find it very sad. So as again, it's for entertainment purposes only. They're my opinions. Okay, so it's time to stop, time to say no, time to let go, time to basically take our power back. The mask of truth is coming out. Interesting. So it makes a lot of sense. It's because it comes from the underworld. So there's a lot of stuff hidden. Textbooks, books, ancient healing books. We all know where they are. So it's kind of like that. And you've been fed a false narrative about females and probably a lot of males. So because we're talking about the witch hunt, right? So how do females go along with trying to invade feminine spaces which are sacred to us, where we have to feel safe? I'm not for unisex toilets. Look, I got everyone to their each own, so don't get me wrong. I don't care what people do in their personal life. I don't. And it's their journey because they're the ones that have to live with it, and they're the ones that have to understand themselves and find their inner power. But when there's people coming out trying to push their beliefs that we should believe them, that a male can be a female, it is impossible, it is just impossible. And it's another kind of witch hunt. So to me, I call it the witch hunt of the 21st century, basically. So, and when you have a look around how the feminine energy is really getting attacked, it makes sense. So with that said, so now how do we heal that space? For once, I think a lot of females should step out of their job if they're gonna do that. And I think it takes a lot of courage for a lot of people to stand in their power and, no, this is not how it is. I think humanity is sick of being told so many lies, and there's a lot of trust that has been lost around humanity. So it's quite interesting, all right? So with the witch hunt, we're going to go deeper. So I'm going to do some witchy woo cards. So they're called Hocus Pocus, and they're the hugest cards, like huge. So they're going to be very hard to shovel. So that's flicky flucky then. Okay, my question is, the energy to stop are we getting closer to the energy? Oh my God, they're so big. They're so funny. Oh dear me. The witchy poo, Hocus Pocus. All right, let's go about the Hocus Pocus. All right, my question is, are we learning any more out of this, and can we release this energy finally, this karmic pattern of control? Okay, so I got the page of candles. So there's so a page is a quick energy, right? So they're still playing it, the narrative, especially here in Australia. I'm not sure about anywhere else, but we've got a court case going on in the moment, and it's not very good. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So it's been going round and round and round in circles, basically, and it's time for it to. We need to stop that circle, basically. That it's not okay. Then we have got the 7 of Candles, which are the wands, by the way. Beautiful card, though, even though it's huge. I don't have much room down here. Probably cheer. So with the 7 of Candles, the 7 of Wands, there's still a lot to go. There's a lot of inwards. I feel a lot of energy to clear yet. So we're still going in that kind of circle. So it's quite interesting, actually. So, we got pumpkins now. 3, 6, 9 pumpkins sitting on the wall. They're quite cute, actually. So do we throw the pumpkins at them? Maybe that's the solution. 9 of Pumpkins. I feel there's a big change coming. We're getting there. We got the Judgment. Oh, it's getting judged very harsh. Here we go. Judgment. I think it's about rising. Like the Judgment is about taking the power back. The Judgment that, we don't need to judge people. People are who they are, but for some reason it's always trying to take the feminine space away. Like in toilets, in sports, in the Olympics, and all this kind of thing. So to me, that's another witch hunt, but in modern times. So that, if that makes sense to you. So we got the hyphen. So what are we learning about this? What are we actually learning out of all this? If you're female, is where are you at? What, what are we teaching our young ones, our kids, and this is really important. So, and then we have more candles. The 9 of candles. A lot of candles in here, a lot of wands. So I got the 7, the 9. I've got another 9 here. So the 9 is a completion of a lot of things. So there will be a completion coming into this cycle of the world. And our last card is Justice. So we've got judgment and justice. How do we judge it? How do we use the judgment? Quite interesting. How will you judge it? How will you find the justice that, as you can see, the fire around burning? Are you going to throw your sisters under the bus? Are you still going to throw, keep throwing your own female friends, Are you going to judge them harshly because they have a different belief system? This is a big thing for us. So I hope that makes sense to you. So about, the karmic will of it is, so what we basically have to do to take our power back is unhook that kind of energy. And, even that you don't agree with how some females are, at least agree that we need our safe space. Our home is our castle, and a lot of time that's not even safe with domestic violence going on. So we have to be really mindful of how we treat one another. How, are you always going to throw, certain people under the bus, and in the feminine energy is there's so many females that are this so narcissistic as well. They've become so righteous, and they have to make this belief system that they always have to act that certain way, and you don't. It's be kind. Don't talk down to people. Funny that. All right. So I'm going to go into tarots. What's a good? So I'm going to do some AI readings because I want to know where we are with all the AI, the technology, the ID, what they want to bring out, and then the rabbit holes that it brings, and the uncertainty. Digital ID, how safe is it? Let's have a look at the beautiful. So I'm using these, the Shadow Run. They're very, I love them. They're good cards to do with this. So AI, the digital ID, what do we need to know? The shadow of all this. Going deep in the shadow. So, yeah. So my next journey is to build up my channel because I'm not on it very enough. I haven't worked on it to build it up, but I've got more settled in, and I have beautiful plans for next year. So it has to wait till next year, but I'm a bit excited. But yeah. AI. People always think AI is scary. It's what humans do with AI that's scary. All right. In the deep, deep, dark world, in the sixth underworld, show me. Show me what's going on with AI. All right. We have got discipline 8. Beautiful card, actually. So this is the back. You can see this is the front. So they're called the 6 World Tarot. So with the AI, so as you can see, there's a beautiful line here, a line, strength, right? Is so humanity has to take back their discipline, their strength, and not rely on this tool, right? This tool is black. A phone is black. It's a scrying mirror, like a television. It tells you a vision, right? So it sucks you into that energy, if that makes sense. Like mine's flip, like if you have a look, is like, you know, it's always has a black ground, a listening device, a spying device, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes convenient. Sometimes it's not, because people can ring you 24/7, send you messages 24/7. So I always believe you need to make time for yourself. So with the line, there's an inner strength that needs to come out. We really have to discipline us and have a look at the whole picture. Why do you worship this tool so much when you are allowing yourself to be pulled away from what's actually really important, and that's the people around you? Right? And then we got the beautiful 3 of Coins. So this is, so you can see the card. So the 3 of Coins. So it even has memos, smiley faces on there. If you can have a look, 3 of them, like with mustaches on. One has a mustache, one hasn't. Yeah, it's quite interesting with Sunnies. So to me is there's a lot of hidden stuff with the 3 of Coins, hidden money. Cryptocurrency is like an energy sort of, like, I don't, because crypto is unseen, so it's not really real, right? They're planning onto that kind of crypto, instead of, you know, we should have more gold instead of crypto, I feel. So they're guarding the secrets of, so if you can see the ghost city there, like this here, so it's a guard against the unseen, basically. So an internet is an unseen energy, is because you have a screen, but everything that goes everywhere is unseen. So we're going into an unseen world, basically, with the internet. And people, like, I understand how it all works, but a lot of us don't understand, is because they're building all these big factories everywhere, power plants and storage holders, and they take up so much space and electricity, yet apparently we are in a crisis, so of electricity and stuff like that. So you can see the narrative, what kind of lies is actually being spun. So the Knight of Batons is here. Trying to not make it clear. So basically the violence it brings, it turns you into, you're being controlled, and then you got times where you can snap, where you take the law into your own hands sometimes, and obviously in the AI world, when they make all these games in AI, you can see that how violent they are as well. It makes you feel that you're invincible. Basically, you can do anything you like, and you can see that in the streets these days, where all the crime is happening, is they think they can get away with everything. It's quite scary, actually. The 5 of Batons, so it's a 5 of Wands, obviously, is there's a big war still happening over controlling all the data, controlling humanity. Basically, there's a lot of infighting going on, all right? That's another way of saying that. And it's all about the coins, the money, controlling families with money, controlling the planet is where you don't know what to believe, what to say, controlling your inner world, your world, basically everything. And that's what that's showing you there. And then we have the Three of Cups. They're trying to bring it across of being great fun and, you know, party time kind of stuff. Quite interesting. That's the Three of Cups, filling up your cups. And we have an ending, another 10. So 10 always comes to a cycle. So this is a 10 of Wands. Which is quite interesting, is so where to from here? Where do we ground ourselves again? We've got this inner war of everyone's fighting amongst each other. How do we bring back humanity back into grounding into Mother Earth and things like that? But this is all in the underground world as well. So, you know, and then we have the Matrix. Because we live in this matrix dome, I don't know, whatever you want to call it these days, of you have a belief system of, like the matrix, like the Fool basically is, what do you believe in? You know, do we, if you have a look how much water we have around in this world, is because a lot of it is water, and then we have our islands and lands and all this kind of stuff. What do you really believe? You know, what lives in the water? This is showing you a journey of a lot of things that we don't have or understand. A lot of people don't understand is there's other life forms, and which is underneath us in the water, in our stargates, you know, dimension wormholes. It's everywhere. So we have got the beautiful Wheel of Fortune, which goes around in circles, obviously. And in the moment is, you know, how do we see our future? How do we steer our future with the Wheel of Fortune forward? It's quite interesting. So, yeah, so it's good. And the last card I'm going to pull from this is the Two of Cups. Like, can you see that man is running away over there on the stairs, right? While there's a feminine energy and someone else is celebrating, but he's trying to escape. And, you know, and they have ancient pictures, you know, paintings hanging up there as well on the site and stuff like that. So the card is very meaningful, but when you have a look at it, it's so... with the Two of Cups, how do we juggle our way back into balance? Because we can't tie everyone up in humanity. We can't arrest everyone. We can't, like, especially innocent people that really haven't done anything and they're getting arrested for all this crap in the world that's going on, like a post. Can you imagine getting arrested? You post something, you get arrested for it, and you get 18 months over a post. Yet all these criminals, there's so many criminals that do so many evil things and they're running free. I mean, how can we even comprehend this bullshit? Funny as. But Tony Robertson brings a lot of that, which I been watching, which I find quite interesting. So with all the AI out the way is, do you know, with digital stuff is, you know, so basically because you need everything digital, is you're always on this then. So it makes the addiction bigger because you have to scan in everywhere, you have to use it everywhere. In one of the countries which I watched a big documentary on, someone filmed, is to keep their credit score up to a higher level, is like they get credits on their phone to spend. right? But where do they really come from? It's a cyber world of, do you know what I mean? Is there's no money floating around, so it's all nothingness basically. How long do you think that system can actually last? Because it's not bartering, it's this invisible, whether they call it crypto, whatever, and I don't think it is crypto, it's this scanning, oh yeah, you got credits here, you've been a good person and you get rewarded for it, like kind of stuff. So it's very creepy in my eyes. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Could be totally wrong, but that's just my opinion. All right, we're going to talk about the cloning era. So Tartaria, the cloning era, the trains, the kits that were put on trains. So I watched, funny enough, I watched a show last night or night before where I think Who Do You Think You Are? It was where there was a big part of how these kids got shipped to other countries, and there was this big house that I think it was Baltimore House or something, I can't remember. Anyway, where all these boys were kept, and these were boys, not girls, okay, this is boys only, and they got shipped all over the world and sent to farmers to help with the crops and all this kind of stuff. And some of the kids did really well. But can you imagine being 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, not with your parents, but all of a sudden you get shipped to God knows where, like, because it's a different country, and you have to learn, to trust new people. How much trauma that would really cause. You know, how do you deal with all that? That's so. And, you know, when you have a look how they survived, mate, it's like magic in that way, you know. A lot of them really built themselves up into becoming really good human beings, you know, even that they had so much trauma at that young age. It just gives us basically the knowledge is how strong we are as a human being, you know, no matter what gets thrown at us. Interesting, isn't it? So I want to go into because I love watching Tartaria, and I love these old buildings. I love energy things. I love ley lines, quantum healing, quantum touch, anything to do in that era. And I like looking, sometimes traveling into past events, which is really interesting to do, which one day I'll explain how it's done, not today, because it's pretty deep. I'll do healing videos, and I might start putting videos up on my website to teach stuff like that. So, you know, how far in the future can we see? Because there's some people that couldn't see past 2020. You know, are we in a correct timeline? This is with what happened to Tartaria. What was cracked back then? Because you remember they had all these beautiful sounds like bells going everywhere. You know, what has that timeline then cracked into this timeline? What have they done? Knowing what CERN does, you know, has it cracked our timeline open? You know, is it causing all this chaos? You know, where it turns everything upside down. You know, so we're going to ask questions like that. So, has CERN cracked the timeline open? I'm going to use these the Oracle deck, and then I'm going to use some tarot, because I love tarot readings, even though I publish Oracle decks, but I will eventually do one. So what have we got here? So they cracked the timeline to harvest energy. Wow, this is sparkled everywhere. Like, I just saw this light. It's incredible. Like, let me tune in. we're getting with the Tartary area, we're getting fed digital breadcrumbs. But we all need to know our truth and stand in our truth. Like when you look at harvested is it's a warning to us, because this energy is still here, and it's basically we need to protect ourselves basically, and stand in our power and take our sovereign self back, take our energy back. Because if you have a look, like how all the energy is getting harvested, it's and then you get fed digital breadcrumbs. So they're hiding a lot of stuff underground. They harvested the bells. They harvest anything that was of natural healing, where the witch hunt came in, you see, and then they feed you all this digital breadcrumb. I have a lot of visitors here that have left and are coming back. So to me is they're coming through stargates. They don't, and portholes is, some might fly in, but I feel that the energy comes more through, that they actually do come through the stargates, and there's many on this earth that are reactivating and opening and there's a lot of ancient wisdom coming back into consciousness. This is a return card of that, so I find that quite beautiful, and the return of something that was it's circling back. It's like the Wheel of Fortune, the old truth. Your consciousness is connecting to the old truth. You're aligning with it. You're understanding it more, so we can move forward and release some of the damage that was done in the old truth. So basically but it's been ghosted by many. So I feel you need to step in your power and really look at not being ghosted, being in that sovereign self of yourself. And I feel a lot of governments, they're ghosting the real truth, and they're making up lies and want you to believe that they're actually the truth, which it's not. And so you as a human being is take your power back in this beautiful energy. We are all good enough. It's like in the moment we're going through imprisonment, and that's how humans, they want you to feel imprisoned, that you can't escape what they're trying to bring into humanity, if that makes sense. So we've got the eyes wide shut. So a lot of people are not even aware of it yet. But they also believe that many of us don't get it yet. When you have a look around the earth, how many people are actually out in the street protesting, there's a lot of people that are getting it, right? And it all comes from the underworld energy. So a lot of stuff that was stolen is in the underworld from the Tartarian era. They're using it for themselves, but don't want to share it, which brought a lot of beautiful things back then. So we have to really focus on our consciousness that we are always good enough. There's a lot of stolen innocence going on. It's quite interesting. And we need to detox from all the drama in the world. So basically it's about finding your inner happiness in all this. Like, we're playing out a very big karmic pattern, but how you stand in there. How do the most beautiful thing about humanity is to bring in your inner power, your love, your kindness, and change the energy. Like, we know what's going on. It's time to take a sovereign self, make happier versions of ourselves, and and find the laughter ones and the community and the togetherness once again. And I think that's really, really important. So we're going to talk about manifesting and gratitude in a moment. So I'm going to pull some gratitude cards, and then we'll go back into the wizard. It might do some politicians in this on this reading. See where they're going in Australia. Oh my gosh. All I can say is help us. All right, gratitude. Where are we going? What do we need to know in this beautiful gratitude thing? How can we enlighten our beautiful energy, make us sparkle, bring the laughter back, the happiness? All right, we have got the cosmic invitation, manifesting with the flow, and I'll do 4 cards. All right, that way. Cool. So we have the cosmic invitation. Gratitude is the universe love language. You respond accordingly. So step in your power. Flow, right? Manifesting the flow. It's about flowing with the energy. Manifesting is about we're being grateful, because if we can see how much we actually achieved and that we have enough, is because we get taught to always buy, right, and have, instead of sitting back how much you actually achieved on your soul's journey, how much you have actually done for yourself, and how beautiful as a human being you are. We also get the celestial gratitude, which celestial gratitude expands consciousness. So we are coming into a flow of consciousness, which is quite beautiful, actually. So the consciousness brings us back into awareness of what we should actually be doing, and stop looking at the grim shit all the time. So take that, and then we've got beautiful gratitude codes unlock. So we all have the key to unlock our gratitude, our manifesting. We all got this. So it's a beautiful reminder that we already own this. We already have that within us. So it's a beautiful way to look at it. So because of Halloween, what do we need to know moving towards Halloween, which some people call, whatever they want to call it. We just call it Halloween. We manifest our own use it Halloween for bringing forward, manifesting beautiful things. All right. What energy will we need for that? The Divine Oracle. Ask profound question, and insightfulness assures answers, and trust wholeheartedly in the divine guidance. So take your divine guidance. Trust yourself. Empower yourself. And we got the visual celestial priest. I love this card. Connect spiritually. Find peace. Find peace in your heart. Find your inner peace. Stand in your power. Beautiful. Be the best version of you. The oracle of time. So to me, it brings back time. It's about timing. It's about understanding to embrace the present moment and to see into the future and trust your divine soul as the future unfolds. And we need to have faith that everything's going to be okay. And then we got the alchemist, which is one of my cards as well. So transform, create, trust, process. So to me, an alchemist is going into the quantum field, creating, start creating again, instead of us sitting watching the black box or things like that. Let's start creating things, going outside, creating a garden, creating more cards, creating a book that I'm writing, and go back into creation. it's a beautiful soul's journey, you know. So yeah, so I'm going to do done the AI, yeah, digital ID and stuff like that. So we're going to do politics, all right? So I'll do this one, Scoussoir. Politics, it is. So this is for entertainment purpose. This is, if you don't resonate, this is not a channel for you. Take what you want out of it. So in my visions of the future, I've had a lot of visions lately. I'm going to share some of them, not all of them. Is I feel with the chaotic stuff that's going on and the uncertainty is that it's really important that we don't fall into darkness with it, become the observer, because you can't change the idiotic things that are going around, but what we can change is how we react to it. You don't need to always jump on someone's page and abuse the shit out of them because you don't agree with something. So stop the red pill, stop the blue pill, come back into the center, right? You're going to get trolls out there. You're going to get even AI creations of posts that are not real, just so they're clickbait. So stop clickbaiting. How about instead of having an opinion what someone should do, how about we send them a lot of kindness and hope they find their way, and change the perspective of that negative into a positive. If we all learn that, that'd be really good. Okay, I'm going to do Jacinta Allen, the Victorian Premier, has really, I have no words, okay, of how criminals get away with everything. And the machete bins, mate, they're another story. In Australia, we have this machete bins. Apparently, you're meant to put a machete in it that costs heaps of money, and the machete doesn't even fit in most of them. Go figure. And but apparently, tracing all that back, I watched someone do a trace back on, I can't remember who it was, but I think there's so we have this channel by Topher, right? And he's got a channel on YouTube, and he talks about all the things that other people don't, like in governments, right? So I love his channel, Topher Fielder, yeah. So, and he brings all this up, and he got someone to trace it back to a prison that made them. But my goodness, apparently they were so expensive. Don't know how, but okay, especially when things don't fit in here. All right, what's gonna go down with Jacinta Allen? All right, so there's fire, heat wave, health matters. Ooh, interesting. A sinking ship in a making. Love it. Trains are transport, so traveling, something to do, explosive situation, hiding something, and the shadow ruler. Interesting. Now I'm going to go into my looking glass to confirm some of this. Jacinta Allen, what's going on in that energy field? So to me, there's a shadow ruler behind all this. So this is for entertainment purpose only. If you like Jacinta Allen, this ain't the channel for you, okay? Just putting it out there. So anyway, a fire, a heat wave, health matters, a sinking ship in a making, which is true, explosive situation. So you want to know, so this is an Australia that designer as well. These are the cards, okay? So they're very political cards. I I bought a few of her decks and I think they're gorgeous as well. Going back into my deck, the Looking Glass Oracle. This is a truth deck as well. What else? The Shadow Ruler. What can you show us with the Jacinta Allen's Madness? Bless her heart. The Great Sellout. So she sold us, been sold out, right? Basically, as they do in politics, obviously. Humanity don't matter. This is their agenda does, which is hard to believe for some people. There's a lot of tampering going on, genetic tampering with the truth. Yeah, interesting. Spellbound frequency use. I know we're getting sprayed like bugs here in the sky. Frequency use, spellbound. Interesting. Unhooking all this space. There's a big puppet master behind this. The hidden elites. So there's a lot of people hiding behind the scene that we don't see. So I believe in politics is you got lobbyists with a lot of money. They come and lobby for things to be pushed onto humanity. And because they have money, the government takes on some of those laws. So, and this is imposter card. So you've been basically lied to, imposted. There's extra money. So who's paying themselves extra money? Where's the money going? So because this is a money card, because you're only getting drips and drabs and breadcrumbs of it is we should go any further. There's a no there. So there's something going to happen very big soon. But their eyes wide shut is with them. It's controlled. The controlled narrative, basically. Interesting. So there's lots of things unfolding there. I just wish they will be held accountable soon because, mate, if we did that, we'd be thrown in jail. Like, shame on them. How can you get so corrupt? It's so sad. In my eyes. Entertainment purposes only. All right, now we're going to go into... We've been very quiet here in Queensland, so there hasn't been that much sort of... There's probably heaps going on behind the scenes. So let's have a look here in Queensland. What's going on with Queensland politics? Interesting. I was only going to make a short video, but here I am dragging it out. All right. Queensland politics. What's going on? What are they throwing at us? Politicians, governments, rebel. Oh, so we're coming in an uprising. So humanity, there's just going to uprise against everything. There's a society collapse here. Interesting. Housing issues. Yes, we do have a lot of housing. So here in Australia is you're getting outbidded by housing, the cost of housing, the expense. Buying houses, you don't even know who the highest bidder is when you want to buy something. There's a lot of weird things going on with housing. There's not enough. So this is a support role, pretending they're doing something about it, but I haven't seen anything. There's a lot of classified documents coming to the air. Documents. Resigns, leaves office. So you're going to see a lot of people resigning here in Queensland even, because we're doing Queensland reading. Okay, someone's going to resign with tornado winds, manufactured weather. Mate, my sinuses are suffering because of it. eventually there's a return to normal here, or we feel it's normal. It's quite interesting. So tornado warnings, compromise, harmful. So there's been a compromising, and there's a lot been going on behind the scenes, compromise. So in a moment, there's a lot of standstill here. Victoria's the hardest hit, and I think New South Wales has a bit of twetters running it. Tweet, tweet, twet, twet. All right. I want to know, we're going to go into our Prime Minister is apparently in America on the stage world with the eyes wide shut. What's going to go on if they have a meeting? I'm not sure they met yet. Apparently they're supposed to have a meeting with Trumpy, with our dictator over there. A lot of things got to come out. I can just see the explosion. Exciting. All right. We got security cameras. So, he's been watched. Energy weapons. Oh, no. This doesn't look very nice. The royal family as well, because we're a Commonwealth country, so we are under the royal family. All right, which I think someone doesn't like very much. He's trying to tell us we're going back to normal. Something's shifting. Something big is shifting. When are we going back to, what's this normal? What's this? The sinking. He's a sinking ship. Yeah, I totally agree with it. He's a shadow ruler. There's a shadow ruler behind all that. Health matters. They're in a digital crap, So the wake-up call is destroying the illusion. Interesting. Commercial airlines. Maybe it goes poof up in smoke. Who knows? There's a lot of coercive manipulation going on. I don't know. It's a pretty wild, controlled narrative. There's a lot of control here. So I don't see, except the energy weapons. It's a bit of a, let's go into, so that's a strange, because we're under the Commonwealth. What the so-called person's trying to do is he can't, because we're under the Commonwealth. Oh dear, really? Anyway, let's go into, so I'm using Angel Tarot. All right, these are really cool. What's going on, angels? What do we need to worry about right now? I'll be posting this on Facebook after here. Australia. So we go, I'll just pull the cards out and I go into them, okay? I'll get 5. All right, we've got the 5. We start off with divine forgiveness obtains friendship and favours. So I assume someone wants some favours. We've got the hyphen. What are we learning? What is there to learn? The merciful, crawling up someone's ass, lying. That's what I'm feeling in that. And then we got the 3 of Wands, which is construction of the universe, help with great works, protection from adversary. So I do feel there's the God that's a hope card. So I think there's a big shift coming eventually. I don't feel it this year. I feel next year and the year after there's a lot of things that will fall apart and get rebuilt in a different way. Is we just don't have to step in fear, right? And we have liberation. So that's Rael. Deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible. So basically protection. The ones is about standing, grounding, but it's in here because I'm doing the world reading is about taking our power back. Our liberation is that we are not to be bullied into things that we don't want on this earth plane. So we got the Page of Cups. It's a very young, gentle card who rejoices in comfort, gives consolidation and protection from one's enemies. So we have to look at basically is when people don't do the right thing, especially leaders, they will be just as judged because, no, everyone that is actually made human has to go through their karmic and answer to what they actually do to humanity back. And if it's evil, they still have to answer for it. So epiphany and friendship, obtain friendship of anyone is, so to me, is not everyone is a friend. Not if they feel their energy is above us, they're not, right? And that accountability will come, and it might take 2 years, it might take 3, it might, but accountability will come, even that there are things going on behind the scenes sometimes. Is all I know is that we are the savior of this planet. We are the ones that has to save ourselves. There's no one going to come with a magic wand and do it. Is because it's up to us to take our power back and somehow navigate out of this big mess that's everywhere, and understanding the history, whatever is true of the history, who knows, right? And understanding where to now is sort of, now we're going to do, oh God, these are hard to open. A beautiful, so I won't swear, all right. Whee! What has the Honest Oracle, the effing Oracle cards telling us? All right, I'll just put it up, I won't say it. Woo. All right. Woohoo! And there's always a bright side to everything in life. And with that, I hope this was a bit of fun. I will bring, so my plans in the future is I won't be doing much before Christmas because I am flat out and I do work full time as well. So I will bring out contents, and I will bring out healing contents shortly, and I will put some more healing content. So I think that's what we need mainly in humanity. And if this didn't resonate, well, there's plenty of other people doing this. If you like this, like and share to grow this site. With that, I'm ending my stream, and you can purchase my deck or book in for readings on my webpage. It has availability there. Also, it is in Australian dollars, not in American. So what else is new? I'm writing with other people. We're putting a book together in the moment. Next year, I will do another deck. I'm not sure what kind of deck is depending on the energy next year, whatever helps humanity. the Looking Glass is a beautiful deck. It's a truth-telling deck, and also taking sovereignty back. And yeah, I love it, and it's so easy to work with. And to everyone that bought a deck so far, thank you so much for supporting me. And I will have some great news hopefully in next month. So with that all said, bye-bye and have a lovely evening. Bless your heart, stay grounded and have some fun.